Yeah, working my bicep with preacher curls so I can get a peaking bicep effect. The preacher curl, one of the common exercises, particularly in bodybuilding type gyms or gyms that are more have a bodybuilding culture. So let's have a look at this exercise from an anatomical and a physiological point of view. So what is the exercise? Well, it's a preacher curl because it's done on some form of preacher bench or an incline. And the purpose of it, well, people do it because they want to get a peak in the bicep. And I guess the theory behind that is because I start my exercise with my shoulder in a slight flex position by flexing the shoulder joint. And because the biceps brachii is a biarticular muscle that goes across the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, originates in the anterior scapula and inserts into the radial tuberosity of the radius. So because my shoulder's already flexed in the starting position, it slightly flexes the bicep across the shoulder joint. Then I flex it again with the load across the elbow joint, so I'm flexing the bicep or contracting the bicep across two joints, which theoretically puts my muscle in a greater shortened position at the end of the muscular contraction. So the theory there is that therefore it's going to make your bicep pop up like a little tennis ball or have that peaking effect by doing a preacher curl. Now what the interesting thing is, once you finish the exercise and I bring my arm back to its normal position, my shoulder goes back to an extended position, therefore my bicep lengthens again across the shoulder joint and the elbow joint, which takes it back to its natural anatomical position. Now we already know from the elastic properties of muscle, you cannot change the shape of a muscle. You can, because that's called the elasticity properties of muscle. After contracting or lengthening, it always return to its genetical shape. So yes, you are working the muscle in a slightly shortened range, but it's not going to change the shape of a muscle, because when you come back, it's going to go back to its resting shape in your normal position. So the peaking effect of a preacher curl is not going to give you any more peak than any other exercise. You're just training it in a more short position, as if you're on an incline. Sitting on an incline, you train it more in a lengthened position, but once you sit back up, it goes back to its resting position. So really, yes, there is a theory behind it, but that theory unfortunately doesn't come through due to the elastic properties of muscle. So it's a lot of effort and a lot of concentration to train a muscle in a very, very specific way by doing one arm then the other arm, when you can probably just go and get a barbell and work them both at the same time, save half the time and not having an extra piece of equipment. But even better still, while you even bother by doing isolation exercise, why don't you just go into a reverse grip chin up or lat pull down, which is going to work the bicep just as much as a bicep curl anyway, but also get work in the lats and the delts and all the associated stabilizing muscles, where these little muscles are already worked in a compound exercise such as rows and chin ups, and they are the limiting factor in that performance of the exercise. Means your biceps will fatigue before your lats. Your bicep gets plenty of work, goes to volitional failure, so they've already been worked. So why do you need to add bicep curls, and then more specifically unilateral bicep curls, and more specifically preacher concentration unilateral bicep exercises? Because all you're doing is adding a lot of work onto work that's already being done in a good compound exercise, and that would be no cow poo.